welcome to or welcome back to the channel Jane Reads. My name is Jeanette, and today I'm kicking off the start of another week of my Reading, Rambling, and Real Life series. Today is Monday, July the 20th, and I am home from work now, and I have a package to open. I'm so excited. But first, before we get to that, let's do what am I currently reading to start this week. So I am reading on my Kindle Cold Terror by Susan Sleeman. This is book one of a series. It is a novella. I do not remember what the series name is. I am currently on chapter 9. There are 13 chapters in this, but this is in a novella collection on my Kindle, so I can't tell you exactly the percentage, but I have 5 chapters left. We've got Hannah, who is a forensic artist who was requested by the police to reconstruct a skull that was found. And then we have Gage, who is a former SEAL who now works as a security company training security, law enforcement, that type of stuff, and he has a compound. And Hannah and Gage knew each other at one point. They dated, they broke up, then both of them got married, had kids, lost their spouses, and Hannah has a 5-year-old son and Gage has a 7-year-old daughter. They've lost their spouses within the last 2 to 3 years. Hannah is attacked at the place she was staying at, and while she was working on the skull. Gage is the one that rescues her, and that's how they reconnect. And now Hannah is staying at the compound and Gage is providing security. And we know that it really looks like a relationship is going to redevelop between the two of them. I'm interested to see what is going to happen, who is after Hannah. I have a suspicion for their motives, because Hannah's like, why would anybody be after me? I haven't made anybody mad. I have suspicions, but we'll see. I mean, I have 5 more chapters to figure it out. I also figure with my suspicions that on aside from the case suspicions that I have, what's going to happen with the relationship, and I don't really want it to happen because it is a novella, and I feel like they're not quite over their spouses yet. It's too soon to move on, but we'll see what happens. So for audiobook wise, I am listening to The Yellow Lantern by Angie, Dicken. And this is part of the True Colors series, and we are following Josephine, or Josie, who is being forced to spy on some grave robbers, or being forced to spy for grave robbers. I'm not on them, for them. And so she is sent to work undercover at this factory and with a bunch of other women. And then she has to pretend to go to mourning, to go to the funeral services, to watch over a grave while the grave robbers pull the body at the end of the service. I'm not really sure the point of that. Why are these guys stealing bodies from graves? I don't really understand that. Then we have Bram, who is the manager of the mill that Josie is working at, and he was left the mill, this role, by somebody who had passed away. He was provided as the manager of the mill, and somebody else was appointed as the owner of a plantation, and the owner, Gerald, doesn't like that Bram was given this job and is trying to make things difficult. And it looks like there are accidents happening at the mill, and they might be on purpose, but who's causing them? I'm very interested in what's going on with Bram. I'm very interested in Josie as a person, and seeing the relationship build with the other ladies she's working with. But I don't understand the grave robber part of it. So we'll see what happens. I am 50% of the way through, so it sucks that I don't understand the point of the robbing the graves at this point, but maybe it becomes clear later. We will see. So that is my current reading. Now, let's get to the package that I have to open. So let's find out what's in it. Bubble wrap. More bubble wrap. Oh, there's a card. Okay. Aww. Thank you so much. Okay, books. So she told me when she saw this one book for sure at Ollie's, she's like, knew that I have fallen in love with this author and she wanted to get it for me. And I was like, well, thank you. I had never even heard of this series. So the book is When the Sky Burned by Liz Tolsma. It is part of the A Day to Remember series. This is put out by Barber Publishing a few years ago, I think. Or is it more current? What's the date on? Oh, 2025. 2025. And the last, so is it all 2025? 2024. So recently, I had never heard of this series, and upon research, though, it looks like it's similar to the True Colors series, where they're all around the same type of event, like different, what does it say? Whether by nature or by man, some disasters changed history and were a day to be remembered. So they're all by like a different event that happened in history that was weather or nature related. So they're considered companions rather than a series. I think there's 7 in the series, I think. I'm not really sure. As I said, I'd never heard of it until she sent me a picture of this book. So then I looked but inside the books, it doesn't tell you what number they are. So anyways, so the first book is Where the Sky Burned, which is October 8th, 1871. The next one is When the Avalanche Roared by Laura Lee Bliss, which is March the 1st of 1910. And then we have When the Mountain Crumbled, April the 29th, 1903. And I also recently learned that Angela Couch, I think that's how you say her name, is a Canadian author. She's from Alberta. And this book, I'm pretty sure, yes, is set in Western Canada. So I'm like, that's kind of cool. So yeah, so those are the 3 books that she gifted me. I am excited to give this series a try, especially Liz Tolsma, because I've really fallen in love with her writing. So that is the update for right now. Oh, somebody wants to say hi.
Hi.
So when I came home from work today, he said to me, I need you to sit down. We have to buy something really expensive. I was like, okay. I didn't sit down. And I'm like, what is wrong with your car? Because your car looked fine. It was in the driveway. He's like, it's not the car. I'm like, okay.
Wait till I show them what it was.
It wasn't expensive.
It was this. The package of lettuce I bought went bad.
Even though it was in date.
It was well within the date. I picked it up and it was like soggy. I'm like, this is not lettuce. So I got her some new stuff.
So now I can have salad tomorrow.
Yep. That's our big investment of the week. But I bought... Of the week.
It's only Monday, you know.
I know. I got her a treat. If you wait here, I'll show you what treat I got her.
I didn't see him bring anything in other than that bag. Oh, Oh my.
Some donuts. Look at that. Maple donut, and
Why do they have frosting on them? They don't normally have frosting on them.
Those are the only maple ones I could find. The other ones were maple bacon.
Well, those are fine too.
Well, I didn't know that.
I knew from the box, as soon as I saw the box, that he went to Zayre's and picked up some donuts. I love their maple donuts. They're so good. I don't know what the other one is. That's not a Jeanette donut. It'll be a jam-filled something.
Well, if I have to, I'll eat it.
Okay.
You might have to really...
Twist your arm?
No, because that would hurt.
Oh.
Well, I guess it wouldn't matter. I got a spare one, but... Right? No?
Alrighty.
The one arm's a right arm, the other one's just a leftover. No? Oh. Okay. Well, we better end this before it gets crazy, because sometimes when I talk to her, it's just crazy. Yeah. Sure.
Happy Tuesday. I am home from work and it is pouring rain outside. Andrew was very happy because he's been hoping for rain. I was not so very happy about that because it meant I got wet getting to my car. However, it had lightened up the rain. It was heavy before I finished work, and then just as I was getting ready to head out, it lightened up. It was like, thank you very much. And I don't know what it's doing at this moment in time because I came downstairs to film a video. I have some books here that you can barely see. But I thought, let's do a reading update. I read a little bit more in the Yellow Lantern today. I read 2 chapters this morning, so not very far. My thoughts are pretty much the same. Other than I have figured out they're robbing the graves to use the bodies for experimentation and like for healing and to see if certain things would work, but yet the people are dead. How are you going to find out if your medication's working? Not really sure. But I mean, I understand like human testing, right? But yeah, so I don't know. And on my Kindle, I finished Cold Terror last night and I'm giving it a 3-star. What I expected to happen did happen, and it was kind of like, And what I thought on the case-wise of why somebody was after Hannah also happened. I didn't figure out who it was because we really had no idea, but the reason for it, yeah. So, yeah, but it was a 3-star. It was a fun, sweet novella. Not sweet, short novella with a lot of intense stuff throughout. Like, don't read it at night when you're home alone, basically. Okay, so today, during sprints tonight, maybe earlier, I don't know, I'm going to be starting The Heiress and the Woodsman by Christine Hill Suntz. This is coming out in August. I have an ARC right now. And Christine is a Canadian author from Ontario. And this book starts out near Toronto in the 1800s. I can't remember the exact year. But that is the book I'm going to be starting. My understanding is that they are traveling in it, so we'll see where they end up. But I'm really excited about this one because I really enjoyed her first book, which came out last year. So yeah. And now I need to film this video and I will check in later. It is Thursday after work now, and I am going to film my August TBR while Andrew is off at his chiropractor appointment. I don't think I'll have enough time, but I'm going to try it. So I will come back and chat with you after the gameplay to give kind of a little bit of an update, kind of a behind the scenes after the fact. And I finished a book at work today, so I got to figure out what book I'm starting next. So all that will be coming in a minute for you, not even a minute like the next clip, but for me, it'll be a few minutes. Okay, so I got the video filmed and I was just finishing up as Andrew came home, so that was perfect timing. And it didn't work out quite exactly how I wanted it, but I am pretty happy with it because I've got 8 books on my TBR and 4 I own plus 2 are all suspense. Only 2 of them are not suspense. So I'm pretty happy about that. And it was really nice to me. So I will link the August TBR game video below, and you can see what made me really happy about it. Well, today at work, I finished my audiobook of The Yellow Lantern by Angie Dicken. I suspected who the bad guy was, or bad people were. So I had that kind of figured out, but I still don't like the grave robbing aspect and never fully understood how they were benefiting from that, what was going on. So yeah, that was not a favorite. So this is going to be a 3-star read for me because I really liked Josie and her push to do right and treat people right and wanting to heal people and not... I just realized my necklace is like completely wrong. I wonder how long it's been like that. So Josie, really liked the way she treated those around her. And I also really liked the connection with Bram. And so I really like that. But that is my audiobook done. And now I'm halfway through the Heiress and the Woodsman by Christine Hill Suntz, which I will update you on in a little bit. And then I have one more book left on my July TBR, but I do not have it in audio. I have to read it on my Kindle. So I need to choose an audiobook. So I have asked Andrew to come and help me to draw another card for the deck of TBR-a-thon to figure out what can I read for an audiobook. So that's what we're going to do now. Okay, so Andrew's here. I have the cards.
And she's playing with a full deck.
No, actually, I'm not.
She admitted that on TV, on camera. Wow.
That's because there's some here.
Ah, okay.
And there's some here from the cards I've already drawn this month.
Well, my world, you're playing with a full deck. There we go. I said it on camera. There we go.
Okay.
Hopefully I picked the one she wants. This one is calling my name.
Is it? And what is it?
9 of diamonds.
A 9. Ooh. Yikes. That's a hard one.
Oops.
9 is on the cover. So for 1 point, it has to be red, white, or blue on the cover. For 3 points, it can have stars or stripes. And for 5 points, it can have a flag on the cover. The flag one is really hard. I don't have very many books like that. Okay, I will take a look and let you know what I find.
Good luck, honey.
You're not drawing next time.
Well, give me a pen. I can draw with that.
Yeah. I don't like Andrew's pick. I've had to go with a 1 point pick. Mainly because I had 2 options written down for the 3 point for this card number, but neither one of those options are available on audio. And I had nothing for flag on the cover. So I decided to go with red, white, or blue on the cover. As you can see, this is a very white cover, and that is The Starlet Spy by Rachel Scott McDaniel. So this will be my 1 point. I can get it on audio. And it is part of the Heroines of World War II series. This is a series that does not need to be read in order, though. This is book 11. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm going to read them however I have them. This is also a 26 and 26 book for me, so it is one I do want to read this year. And it says Hollywood star turns spy. So we will see. This is what I'm going to start on audio tomorrow. Then the Heiress and the Woodsman is the book I'm reading right now. I'm about 45-50% of the way through. I have an ARC. It's on my Kindle. So that's why I don't know the exact percentage. I'm enjoying it. I'm just finding it a little bit slow moving. But we have met our 2 main characters, the Heiress and the Woodsman. And they are interacting with each other. And one of them finds the other one a little irritating at times, and the one is a little impulsive at times. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. And we're learning a lot about, like, kind of with Mackenzie King back in the early days of Canada and the rebels and the loyalists and what is going to happen. So I will continue reading and see. So that is my reading update. Wow. I just finished editing my TBR video and I'm so excited. I'm so happy with the way it turned out, even if it wasn't the way I thought it was going to turn out. But I also realized when I checked in earlier, I didn't show you my new earrings. When we were out doing errands yesterday, we stopped in at the drugstore and they had these. They had a bunch. I actually saw them in gold first. And I was going to get those, but then I saw them in silver and I'm like, I really need more silver earrings than gold earrings. I might still get the gold ones, but for now, I mean, they were $8. I can't. And they just kind of come through, and right? They were a little tricky to put in this morning, but they are so light and so comfortable. So let me take it off and I'll show you. Okay, they might be a little tricky to take off too. There we go. I can't even hold them, right? Like they're just like a little loop. Yeah. But one side, you probably can't tell that at all. One side is wider than the other, so you know like which side gets fed in, I guess. Yeah, so I liked those. So that's my update for tonight. I'm going to bed. Well, we've made it to Friday afternoon. I am done work for the weekend and it is a beautiful day outside. So we are going to barbecue. So I need to chop the mini potatoes because we're going to have chicken and roasted potatoes on the barbecue. I'm so excited. It's one of our favorite meals and it's beautiful that we can barbecue. So I'm going to try to multitask and chop up the potatoes while I'm chatting with you, but probably won't be very productive. So physically, I am reading The Heiress and the Woodsman by Christine Hill Suntz. I am 60% into it, and the male is escorting the female kind of through the backwoods, basically, out of the city. Why is that not cutting? Out of the city to find her brother. They did find her brother. Things didn't go as she was hoping they went. And now Joshua, who is the woodsman, is escorting her, Starlet. What is her name? Yeah. I'm going to call her Starlet. I don't know if that's actually right or not off the top of my head. Escorting her back to the city. Like, yeah. But at least he's making money out of it. She kind of acts impulsive at times and has caused him some issues. And we've also got rebels around that they have to be wary of in the woods. So we will see what happens. As I said, I'm 60% of the way through. We are seeing a little bit of feelings develop for them and what's going to happen there. So yeah, that is that read. So it is historical 1837 Canada. Then I started on audio today, The Starlet Spy by Rachel Scott. Wow, Rachel Scott McDaniel. My mind just went really blank, even though I read the title or the author's name. Wow. So the advantage of being in the office alone today is I got to listen to a lot of it. Ooh, yuck. I don't even know where I am though. I mean, like I'm chapter 16. What did my audiobooks say? 40%? 45%? Something like that. I'm a good way through it anyways. And we are following Annalise, who is a Hollywood star, and she has, from Sweden, in Hollywood, she has been recruited by a guy named Henrik to go back to Sweden to try to get some sort of transcript that has been lost in a briefcase. And she is over there now. And so basically she's working undercover, but she's a Hollywood spy, so she is known. But they don't know like her true reason for being over there, the people that, you know, recognize her. And she is staying at a place with a guy, not like with at his family home, not with the guy. And his name is Finn. And somebody says, don't trust Finn. And this Finn is kind of like known to be like a womanizer and not really be deep feelings. He owns a shipping yard, I think. Like he's fairly wealthy for, like inherited for a young guy. I think he's early 30s. And so we'll see what happens there, because the impression that Annalise is getting from Finn is not the same impression that kind of everybody thinks about him. It seems like, you know, he puts on a public persona, but then who is the real guy? So we will see. And she has ran into her father, who disowned her. She's an illegitimate child. So, but it's possible he doesn't actually know that she is her, like his daughter, but she knows. So we will see. I'm very interested. I'm really liking her. And I'm very interested to see what Finn's story is. Kind of cool aspect. When she left Hollywood, she had to go to this base for some training before they would send her over for the spy. And the base, she flew into Toronto and then drove a little bit, and she was at the base. So she spent 48 hours in Canada at this base training. So I thought that was kind of cool. That was fun. Yeah, so that is my reading. So we don't really have big plans this weekend. We need to go back to the storage unit tonight. Well, at some point over the weekend. We're going to do it tonight is the plan. And we need to sort through records and sort them by genre. And since I was one that did it initially, I'm not very confident in my sorting because I didn't sort them neither. I was just pulling the rock records out of everything else. And I'm not very confident in that because I'm not a music person. Andrew is the music person. So basically we're going to sort we need to sort them by genres for sale. That's kind of like the best way to sell them because there's a huge mix. So I'm going to sort them by groups. Like, you know, like this is the Cathedrals. This is Mrs. Mills, who I know I saw some records for, and I had to look up to see who she was. And I'm going to sort them that way, and then Andrew can genre-rize them. That didn't sound right. Genre-rize them? Categorize them into the correct genres for this group. Plus, then once I have the groups, I can look at my phone and say, okay, what? Right? And maybe we'll find more rock records that I missed. Who knows? We will see. Okay, so the potatoes are done. Now I'm going to season them. And Andrew has gone out grocery shopping for our small little grocery. So I will do a video of that when we get home because this is kind of, we did our main grocery haul last week. So now it's just kind of the fill-in items that we need for lunches and stuff. And meals this weekend. Okay, so that is it. I will check in later. Okay, Andrew is back and here's our small little grocery haul. So of course, milk. Sour cream. We got some frozen ground beef because we're going to have tacos this weekend and I used all the ground beef in the slow cooker meals. Bell pepper, tomatoes for the tacos. What are these? Baby carrots, orange juice. Apparently Andrew wanted to try I don't know if he's tried those before or not. We'll see. They're vegetable sticks. bread, salad, cucumber, buns, and English muffins. Are you ready to eat?
Yeah. I'm always ready to eat.
Well, Andrew found some Pickle-licious pickle flavored cucumber crisp. I don't know.
At Costco.
At Costco. And how are they?
They're good.
Are they?
Yep.
Do we try one? What do they look like? Oh my gosh. They're not very pleasant looking. Oh wow, they really smell.
If you like dill pickle, they're good.
They just kind of look kind of weird.
Not bad, eh?
They're okay. I wouldn't write home about them.
But I'd eat them at home.
Well, it is Saturday, and as soon as I turned on the camera, I realized I didn't put on my necklace. I'm gonna have to fix that because it'll bug me if I don't have something to play with, basically. So I will go fix that. But it is Saturday, and I think it's a day at home. I'm hoping it's a day at home. I am going to try to embrace that natural hair. I did do my bangs, and then I just have a headband on, and I put some like frizz cream serum in. So hopefully that'll help with the curl, not be frizz ball. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I did listen to a bit more of the Starlet Spy this morning, and I am loving this. I am loving the narrator, and I'm very interested in Elise and Finn, because it's like we're not sure if we should trust Finn or not, but I think he can be trusted. So we will see. I will be very disappointed if he turns out to be somebody you can't trust. I have made it to chapter 22. I'm 60% in. I'm really enjoying this. And then in the Heiress and the Woodsman, I read more last night, and the main female is Starlet. I think that's the name I gave yesterday. Not 100% sure, but it is Starlet. I'm on chapter 26, percentage 71%, and it says I have just under 2 hours left. So will I be able to finish this today or tomorrow? I don't know. It depends what the plans are for today. I don't really know yet. I'm just hoping a stay-at-home day. So Starlet has found out something about Jasper. Why are character names so hard? She also found out something about her brother, Simon, that she was not expecting. So how's she going to react to that? And so I'm intrigued to see where this is going to go. So right now it is a beautiful day outside. So I am going to go sit on the deck and read for a little bit and then get lunch ready and stuff. And then we'll see where the day takes us. Well, it is after 8 on Saturday now, and I finished my book. I've had a pretty good day. I sat on the deck and read for a bit, came in, had lunch. I watched some TV, fell asleep, so I took a nap. Then I finalized my August TBR video, and got that all done and scheduled to go up. And I wrote a bunch of book reviews. I still have more to go, but I did get a bunch written. Then we had supper, and then I finished my book. So it's been a pretty good, relaxing. Oh, and we did 2 loads of laundry. So it's been a pretty good day. And so I finished the Heiress and the Woodsman, and I really enjoyed it. I really like the found family aspect of it for Joshua. and kind of what Charlotte was going through. Even though like Fulton isn't like a family, he treated her like family and really became her family. And then there is one character mentioned pretty much most of the way through the book. And it wasn't until that 80% mark, I was like, hey, wait, that's the character from her other book. I was going to say book 1, but it's not a series. From The Lawyer and the Laundress. And then we saw somebody else show up from that book. And then somebody else show up from that book. I was like, okay, that's really cool. I love how we've got characters overlapped, even though it's not a series. So yeah, that was fun. So it is a 4-star read for me. I really enjoyed the characters. It is a little slow to build up, but you're really getting to know the characters and the backstory of them, which I really enjoyed. So I would recommend giving this book a try for historical fiction set in Canada. Okay, now I have a little bit of a dilemma, sort of, not really. My next book on my July TBR, the only book remaining on my July TBR, is The Red Canary. Did I say that right? The Red Canary? That does not sound right. I think that is the name of it though, by Rachel Scott McDaniel. And the audiobook I'm listening to right now is by Rachel Scott McDaniel. And I'm like, I can't have an audiobook be one of her books and then me reading one of her books. No, I can't do that. I cannot do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to reading this physically, even though I have it on audio. I'm going to switch to reading it physically, and then I can switch to audio. So I will be focusing on one book. Then I can switch to audio when I want to. And then when this book is done, then I will pick up The Red Canary. It's the word canary that's throwing me off. Like, is that how I pronounce it correctly? So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. There's really no doubt about that. But now I need to go write my review for the Heiress and the Woodsman. And then I can log it on Dicken TBR. It's another 5-pointer for me, I think. Yes, because this was a poll pick with emojis. So that is 5 points for Dicken TBR. And then I will work on reading this one. So that is going to be my evening. Oh, every time I hold up the book, it changes my lighting. And that's about it, I think. That is going to be my final check-in for tonight. I will check in again tomorrow. Well, it is Sunday afternoon and I am just getting ready to wash my makeup brushes, and I've got my earbud in so that I can listen to the Starlet Spy while I'm doing it. I am really enjoying this book. I just really like the characters. It's really not the mystery so much about like trying to find this briefcase and the contents of the briefcase. I'm just really liking the characters. But I thought, so I grabbed all my brushes. That's not all my brushes, but I've grabbed my brushes. And I am using up, where's the lid? I'm using up this solid brush cleaner that I have. I don't think it's sold anymore, but I want to use it up before I try the e.l.f. one. And then I also use just Dawn dish soap to help me through. So I have an extra container of that. So I just put the dish soap in so I can dip the brushes in. And then I just use my hands to clean the brushes. I don't have any of the fancy sponge cleaner thingies. I don't know what they're called. And then I just have a couple towels and I lay them out and that's it. So yeah, that's pretty my easy routine. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 brushes to clean, and it usually takes about 20 minutes. We will see. All done. 15 minutes. Yay. Okay, it's time to draw another card because I need another audiobook because I decided to read my audiobook instead of finish listening to it. So, are you going to redeem yourself this time and not give me a number I don't want?
It all depends on what I decide.
What you decide, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A 5. A 5 is Chloe. So for 5 points, it would be a 4-word title. The Summer of well, I can't even say the title. The Summer of Yes by Courtney Walsh is a 4-word title, right? Yes. The Summer of Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that one just came in on my Libby holds. So that works perfectly. Thank you. You definitely redeemed yourself.
I'm not the redeemer, though.
No, I know, but...
No, that's somebody else.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm your hubby?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. Good to know. Nice.
Alrighty. I can start this one. Okay, as you saw, Andrew just drew the next card, which was a 5 for me. And the card he had drawn before that was the 9, which I read The Starlet Spy by Rachel Scott McDaniel. And I loved this. It was so good on audio, but it was also so good reading it. So I physically read the last 30% of it, probably, give or take. And I really enjoyed it. We are following Amelia. I think that's how you say her name. Who is a Hollywood actress from Sweden and gets recruited by the Office of Strategic Services to return to Sweden in search for a manuscript that was left in a briefcase. And they are unsure the loyalties of Finn, who owns a boatyard. And Finn is known to be a huge fan of Amelia's, so that's how she's to get close to him. It turns out, though, that Finn isn't the huge fan. Somebody close to him is. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then Amelia comes off as the blonde bimbo, not very smart, based on the role she's been playing. And so that's kind of the perception because she can't really go undercover, right? But she's a lot smarter than she appears to be. And I absolutely loved it. The way they worked together, trusted one another. And then it's as they run into other people, can they trust that person or not? And while they're trying to figure that out, I was fully on board for this story. I really enjoyed it. I'm giving it 5 stars. And so now that I'm done listening and reading this, I'm going to move on to my other Rachel Scott McDaniel book, which is The Red Canary. And that one I only have on my Kindle, so I will be reading that exclusively physically, which is why I needed another audiobook. And I put a bunch of audiobooks on hold at my library because there was a long wait for a few of them. And today yesterday, I don't know. Today, I think, I got notification that The Summer of Yes was ready. And I'm like, am I ready to read that? I don't know. So when Andrew drew the 5, that worked perfectly. I'm like, I guess I'm ready to read it. So then I said, okay, yeah, I want it right now. So that one I will be starting tomorrow. This evening, I am going to work on editing. I'm going to work on writing 2 reviews because I did not write the review for the Heiress. What? The book I finished before the Heiress and the Woodsman was Yellow Lantern. Oops. I'm looking at my reading journal. I wrote the review for the Yellow Lantern. I need to write the review for the Heiress and the Woodsman, and I need to write the review for the Starlet Spy. So I'm going to work on that tonight, and Krista and Amy are having catch-up-a-thon sprints tonight, and Becca and Chloe are having Deck of TBR sprints tonight. One starts at 6:30, one starts at 8, so I'll probably flip between them when they overlap at some point. But yeah, hopefully I can get a bunch of reading done, but editing needs to come first. So that is the evening plans. It is later Sunday evening now, and as I was editing this week's vlog, I realized I complained that Andrew gave me a 1 point book. I mean, I did choose it, but still. But in the end, it was like, I'd completely forgotten. It was a 26 and 26 book. So I have this. And it ended up being a 5-star read. So even though it only gave me 1 point for Deck of TBR, it was a pretty good book. So let's go to the overhead camera and scratch this card to find out where it goes on my 26 and 26 board. Okay, so here's the card. Let's scratch it. Number 22. There we go. Only one more for this line, and then everything's going to be on here. So which book will this be? I don't know. We'll find out in August, maybe? Okay, so it went in the very bottom line. So it left one spot to complete this line. We are getting there. And that it will be the end of this week's vlog. As a wrap up for the week, I completed 3 full-length books and a novella. So on Monday, I completed the Cold Terror novella by Susan Sleeman. Then on Thursday, I finished The Yellow Lantern by Angie Dicken. Yesterday, I finished the Heiress and the Woodsman by Christine Hill Suntz. And then today, I finished The Starlet Spy by Rachel Scott McDaniel. So one of the 4 books was a 5-star, 2 of them were 4 stars, 1 was a 3-star. So it was a pretty good week. My highlight for the week would probably be getting the book mail. I'm pretty excited to add those books to my TBR and get them read. And just the kind note from the subscriber just really touched my heart. That was very kind. So that is the end of this week. I want to thank you once again for spending some time with me. And please tell me, what was your highlight from this week? And do you have a 5-star book that you have read this month in July? I only have 2. I'm hoping I still have another week yet because we're starting, I have 5 days left of July starting tomorrow. So maybe I will be able to add another one before the end of the month. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you once again for taking the time to watch this video. And if you're not already, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel and stick around for future videos. And if you are already subscribed, thank you for your support. I greatly appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye.